Welcome back to Angel Angela. And on today's topic, you guys, we are going to be talking about anxiety towards the narcissist new supply. Anxiety, something that you might be feeling right at this moment, or something that happens to appear and disappear and reappear its way back onto your life. So, this is very important, you guys. This subject is very important because all of us, even me, myself, and I, have been through this, and that's the constant anxiety when dealing with a narcissist, the ongoing anxiety. A lot of times, anxiety comes to you through a narcissist because of their ongoing manipulation, because of their ongoing lies, because of their just spontaneous behavior where one day, everything can be going perfect. One day, they can be professing their love to you. They can be promising you, future faking with you, talking about the future, talking about things that they want to build together as a union. Maybe they're telling you it's not the right time right now. Maybe they're telling you, that they have to get certain things done before they're able to basically give you everything that you want. And then the next day, they're a whole different person. They don't want anything to do with you. They're telling you the relationship is over. They're telling you they don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your tears. You can sit there and you can tell them, I've done this for you. I've done that for you. I've done almost about everything to try to show you that I care about you. And they will literally just laugh at you and walk out of your life and drift off into the sunset with a new person, with a new supply. And you're left with all this anxiety. And although a lot of narcissists try to hide the new supply from meeting you, depending on, if they're in their mind, if they feel as if, they can hop back and forth from the new supply to you, because even though they know that they're cheating, even though that they know that you might know that they're cheating, they know you will always take them back. They know that because you haven't actually seen the person with your eyes, although you have got proof, if it's your intuition, if it's text messages, if it's something, you've got proof that this person is not being honest with you. So a lot of times they will come back if they feel like they can. In our minds, we always believe that the new supply is doing better, but you have to think about yourself and what you've been through with this narcissist. You have to think about your situation. You have to think about how they've treated you just as a human being. I remember, going through experiences where I was just shocked. And I even told the narcissist, I was like, wow, like you can't even be a decent human being. Meaning there was no decency there. There was no empathy. Even if we're not together, even if we're separated, there should be some type of moral there. And that's what the narcissist doesn't have. And that's why you can't get anxiety over the new supply, because most likely the new supply they really aren't a new supply. They've been around for a while. They've been trying to lock that supply down for a while. And if they really are interested in pursuing the new supply for the right reasons, you can't jump into another relationship starting off with lies and think that this is an honest relationship and, oh, the narcissist, they're just going to get what they want. They left me to go get what they want. The truth of the matter is that if a woman is giving a man attention and, if they're giving in, even if they're not locked down, most women do not need to be with you for a whole year or months just to know that they want to be with you. Let's be honest. A lot of us, we talk about this, but we have to understand a lot of times as women, or as just me coming from a woman's perspective, but this can go either way. When you meet someone and you've spent more than a couple weeks, more than a couple of months, especially in this generation, you're basically already locking yourself down to that person, even if that person hasn't told you, hey, we're officially a couple. If I'm hanging out with you for weeks and months, I'm already thinking we have something going on, and obviously, I'm going to expect that other person to confirm that they feel the same way about me. The narcissist moves on to past supplies, new supplies that aren't so new, because as they're prolonging this relationship with the person they've moved on up, you have to think about it. They've still been with you this whole time. There's been times where you can tell that there's something going on. They're treating you. This is where the anxiety comes in, and you feel as if they're doing something. You have that anxiety, but the truth of the matter is they won't leave you alone. And they won't leave you alone until you change. They won't leave you alone until you have nothing else to give. Because to these people, it's a game. Everyone is a game. And there's no one that they're going to say, hey, this girl, she's a nice Christian girl. I'm going to leave you and I'm going to get with this girl because she has a nice, big Christian family. And, I used you for what you had to offer, but I found something that in your eyes as past supply, you're going to think it's better. But the truth of the matter is that you should actually feel bad for this new supply, because the narcissist is going to go into that Christian family that's close, and they're going to turn their beautiful Christian daughter against her own family. And then it's going to be, kids against kids, uncles against uncles. It's going to be confusion, because that's what the narcissist does. And not only that, you have to think about it. When these people get with other people, and they're looking at their new partner to see what their new partner has to offer. If they come from a good family, whatever it is, their partner's brother might have a good job, and that's all a narcissist needs to want to be with that woman is, her brother might get me a job where he works. That's how low down these people are. So you really can't look at it as if they won a prize with a new supply. You really can't even get anxiety over it. But see, the narcissist trained you by putting you down. They wanted to build this anxiety because they wanted to build confusion. They wanted to fog your brain up even when they leave you. They want to keep you in a fog, keep you believing that there's something about you that wasn't right, and that's why they're with this person. And you unknowingly, even if the new supply is approaching you in a very disrespectful way, chances are the narcissist has fed them lies, and they're using you to actually distract what they're doing with a whole nother supply now. So meanwhile, you're thinking this new supply has something going on. They're focused on you. Meanwhile, the narcissist is already focused on someone else, and they're slowly separating that person from the people around them. And you can't forget that narcissists are everywhere. So when these narcissists go find new supply, they go into these families, and they're thinking, I'm going to get this out of the relationship, not knowing that they're going into a family where there's also narcissists that are involved. There's also narcissist parents or narcissist family members who can see right through the narcissist. And that's when the narcissist is going to get the new supply and say, hey, we have to watch out for your brother. Something's off about him. There's nothing off about him. It's just he's a narcissist as well. And he believes that just because the brother is a narcissist, he's trying to use that against, his new supply. But the truth of the matter is that although this narcissist brother is a narcissist, that doesn't necessarily mean that the brother, it will put their own sister in the same situation that narcissist partner will. I can have a narcissist, brother all I want, but will the narcissist brother treat me like my narcissist partner? Will he hit me? Will he spit on me? Will he call me all kinds of names? Because every narcissist plays a different role, but when you're involved with one in a relationship, this is where these people start confusion within your own life. And, you really have to really understand that you could have had, you could have been smart. You could have had the perfect life. These narcissists come in literally just to inflict you with fear and anxiety. Because it's so easy to go, come on now, we live in a millennium where you can go online, where you can meet strangers, when you can hook up with people, when you can have sex for money. We live in a whole different type of generation right now. And as narcissists are growing, narcissist awareness is growing as well. So, as easy as it is for them to get new supply, it is easy for the new supply to actually be able to see the red flags now before they get in too deep and realize that, hey, these are patterns that I've seen in other people, and I don't want to see myself get wrapped up in those things again. And this is why they have to love bomb longer and longer. So a lot of times you ask, why are they with the new supply? Because they have to love bomb more frequently to keep that new supply. Because as they get older, it's not about love. It's about stability. It's about where am I going to end up? Just in case my wife, something goes wrong with my wife, my husband, is her family the kind of family that's going to also help us? They're thinking about everything. You literally have to look at them like Hitler, like a Hitler. They want to make up their own rules, the type of rules that they create, inflict pain on people and inflict pain on the people around them, and they just really don't care. It's all about them. When you see murderers commit these heinous crimes, even against their own children, you have to look at the narcissist the same way. And if you got out of the relationship, you have to be thankful. Even if you do have a little anxiety, you have to be thankful, because there's so many people that do not get out alive from these narcissist relationships. And we can say, oh no, most of these people that kill are psychos. No, these are narcissists. Narcissists have the same, the same ability to do these heinous crimes. Is just a lot of the times the narcissist has so many things they want to do, like impress strangers and things like that they're thinking to themselves, I can't go to jail right now. I have all these people that I need to impress. I might kill you in a couple of years if you want to continue to be with me because I really hate you. And I don't know why you can't see that I hate you. I don't understand why you can't see when I've done so many things to show you there's no loyalty. So I might kill you in a couple of years when I finally decide that I've found a new partner that I can go and start a new family with. And this is where you'll see that some of these people not only get rid of their spas, but they terminate the whole family, the children, and they walk away, you guys, like nothing. I know that there's some people that, go to jail, but you have to think about all the narcissists that have never got caught and went to jail. And like I said, they all get their karma, but you have to think about the ones that do not get their karma right away. Sometimes they even kill they get married again with the mistress. The mistress thinks that it's going to be peaches and roses, and then guess what happens? They kill the mistress. The mistress becomes the main woman, and then she gets killed. And then the police officers and the FBI are finally like, oh, well, it seemed like his first wife died this way as well. And that's when they start actually investigating these people because they're pathological liars. But they always get their karma. Yes, why do people have to hurt in order to be happy? Why do some people have to die in order to be happy? A lot of people aren't narcissists but have narcissistic behaviors, and I do believe that our lives, everything that happens in our lives is it's all to teach us lessons. And I believe that sometimes some of these people God was trying to get them out of the situation so many times and they didn't want to listen. Not saying that they're going to be judged or punished because they never listened. Because, yeah, we get our punishment. Our lives get worse and worse dealing with these people, and we get anxiety, thinking of everything over and over again. But for the most part, you guys have the ability to start new, and these people don't. They are in full predator mode at all times. So I kind of wanted you guys to understand what anxiety does to narcissists, what anxiety does to ourselves. Anxiety, you guys, it's your body's natural response to stress. So anxiety is your body's natural response to stress. So I was speaking to someone the other day, and they've been around a lot of narcissists in their life. They've created narcissist children because of the narcissist partner they decided to be with because of the religion that they grew up, believing in. And I'm not going to tell people what to do, but it's very unhealthy for everyone. So this anxiety that these narcissists has given this person has gave them so much anxiety. They didn't call it anxiety, but when I spoke to this person, they said to me, I'm going to a doctor's appointment coming, in a week. I'm really nervous about going into my doctor's appointment. So I asked, why are you nervous into going to a doctor's appointment? This is, if you have issues, if you're really sick because this person is ill, if you're ill and the doctor just wants to see your progression and you're, you might be getting a check every month because of this disability, but you know that you're hurt. You know for a fact that you're hurt. You know that there's no reason no one should not believe you. But see, the narcissist has put so much fear, so much anxiety into you that this person couldn't even, that they were so nervous to going to the doctor because of the fear that the doctor wouldn't believe them and think that maybe they are a narcissist. So that's what anxiety will do with to you sometimes when you're with a narcissist. You have anxiety to the point where you start thinking maybe even you're a narcissist. You start having paranoid thoughts. You start you know it's this constant anxiety going back to the past, rewinding to the future, going back to the past over and over again. And that's what builds a lot of this anxiety, because your body is naturally responding to what you're feeling and thinking, because that's what anxiety is. So when this person was telling me about their appointment, their anxiety over it, I start thinking about my anxieties that I've had in the past as well. And I think one of the anxieties I've had when leaving the narcissist was being overwhelmed with bills. So I started to be super, it was hard for me to sleep, different situations that I was going through, and I felt very overwhelmed. And all I had to do was call the number on these bills and try to figure out maybe an arrangement. And I sat there, you guys, I'm not lying to you. I sat there with the damn bill in my hand for an hour, and I said, okay, I'm going to go make some coffee. And I made some coffee, and I came back, and when I finished my coffee, I said, okay, I'm going to call now. And I called, I handled the call. I told them my problem, and the person that was assisting me helped me with the problem, and I figured out an arrangement, and everything just worked itself out. And I realized after the whole thing, I said, why in the heck was I scared to call and handle my business? Why would I be scared of doing something so small just because I'm overwhelmed with the fear of these bills? Why would the person that I'm talking to, why would they feel overwhelmed for just thinking of this doctor's appointment they have to go, their fear of just leaving the house, just the fear of leaving the house. And a lot of the side effects that this anxiety with these narcissists and thinking of the new supply and thinking of their happiness, the side effects, can include panic attacks, panic disorders. I've seen that happen so many times, even with my own brother, where he had panic attack. He was shaking uncontrollably. And I was like, what is wrong with you? You're healthy. I've never seen anyone shake this, horribly. And we literally would hold him and hug him, and he would stop shaking eventually. So all he needed was comfort, because anxiety is our response to stress. So somehow, whatever issues he was having and his different stressors developed this panic attack. Then there's phobias of leaving the house, phobias that someone might do something to you. A lot of times I talk about gang stalking. A lot of people get gang stalking and phobias mixed up. There's a difference, you guys, between gang stalking and phobias and paranoia, social anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders. Illness anxiety is something that I've also seen not only with narcissists, but narcissist victims. You'll get narcissists who there's nothing wrong with them, and they're always complaining about something, especially as they get older. They make up illnesses and cause themselves anxiety, as well as narcissist victims. So it's a disease. Not only does this narcissist has this illness, this anxiety, but they're giving it to their partners and the people they're around. as well as PTSD. So I want you guys to know that when you have anxiety, anxiety is caused by fear. The narcissist inflicts fear on you. Hey, if you don't get your ish together, if you don't stop acting crazy because I keep leaving you to cheat on you and come back, if you don't stop acting crazy, I'm going to leave you. So they inflict this fear onto you. And this is what gives you anxiety. So anxiety, you guys, is caused by fear. Fear turns into hopelessness. Fear turns into hopelessness. And hopelessness will soon turn into anger. You have to think of the narcissist like a drug. People are judging you. So since the narcissist is like a drug, or that drug isn't no longer there for you, you're going to feel hopeless. And a lot of times when people don't have that dose, have that drug, because your body levels have been up and down for so long, that hopelessness will eventually turn into anger. And this is what the narcissist lives with, anger. You have to think about that. The narcissist lives with anger, and they want you to live with anger. So at the end of the day, it's a sickness, you guys. Anxiety, depression, none of it exists. It's all an illusion that the narcissist brings onto you based on their anger. Not saying that we're not hurt. Yes, you can be hurt, but when you start having anxiety all the time, you have phobias that are developing social anxiety. This is all coming from the narcissist. So why is it so hard for us to understand about anxiety, and depression? Because in order for us to have anxiety, a lot of times this will develop into a deep oppression, which is depression. And a deep oppression, it's prolonged cruel or injustice treatment or control, and a lot of times that when someone is oppressed in that way, we have to look at it as a Jekyll. If you guys have heard of Jekyll and Hyde personality, it's the Jekyll and Hyde personality was, 1 minute he was Jekyll, he was the good guy, and then the next thing he was Hyde, and then one day he wasn't able to go back to Jekyll. He stayed as Hyde. So I don't want to go too deep into that story, the Jekyll and Hyde personality, but just as the narcissist, at one point in their life, maybe when they were young, they were going back and forth between this personality, and they decided that they were going to be bad and not go back, or they couldn't go back even if they tried. So this is what happens with anxiety and dealing with the narcissist, the new supply. A lot of people get stuck into this anxiety that turns into depression, which becomes oppression, and they're prolonging the cruel behavior that the narcissist once gave to them, even when they're gone. So even when the narcissist is gone, because you went through the ups and downs for so long, you continue to live your life that way if you do not catch it. And if you continue living your life in that anger and that anxiety and that fear, the fear that they bring, if you continue living like that, one day you might not be able to switch back. Not saying back into the person you used to be, because you can never be back the person who you used to be, because it's all about growing consciously. So if you can't understand that these experiences are for you to grow consciously, depending on your life situation and what you've been through. If you don't understand that this is for growth, and you stay wondering why, and you build this hate for the narcissist and wonder why they're not getting their karma back, you won't see the karma, first of all. And second of all, if you're worrying about their karma, it means that you're not healed. And once you release yourself and you free yourself, then it's only right for you to get back all the love you gave. It's only right for you to get all that back. Everything you lost, you'll get it back 2-3 times more if you have faith. But if you live a life of anxiety and oppression based on the new supply's happiness, you're only going to be hurting yourself, because the narcissists, they don't care about anyone. They live to destroy people. They are a virus. You have to look at them as a virus, a computer virus, and that's all they're there to do. I can't sit here and judge the narcissist for being a good or a bad person, or for, or being angry with them for giving me anxiety for not knowing who I was. Because it's like I have anxiety because I didn't know who I was, and I let someone come and use me as a puppet. So now I have anxiety because I didn't get to react to the abuse at that moment. And now that the person is gone, it's like I'm angry and I don't have anyone to yell at. So, this was just a quick video for you guys to understand anxiety, the repetition of thinking, helping you guys understand the different side effects and phobias that you might experience, helping you guys understand that this is why some people, it takes them years to heal, because it takes them years to understand that the narcissist brings fear onto them, and that's their only job. Besides that, I understand that they've brought a lot of different traumatic events into our lives. But if we didn't look evil in the eyes, we wouldn't know how to appreciate good. We wouldn't know what good is. So sometimes we needed those events. I was just telling someone that, sometimes when innocent people die die from a narcissist killing them or something, a lot of times those people had family members or people around them who might have not been narcissists, but persecuted them based on their religion, based on basically shit that didn't matter. And it took that person to die for all those people in their lives to realize, hey, so-and-so wasn't a bad person. And then that's when they remember all the good things about you. It's when you're living that everyone points out the bad things about you. But it's when you die that all these people say, oh, Samantha used to light up the room. Samantha used to be the nicest person ever. They forget about the times they persecuted you based on your religious beliefs, based on any mistakes that you've done. They forget these things when you die. So it's your job to not let people affect you, and to understand that sometimes bad things happen so that those type of people can finally open their eyes and appreciate others based on their character and not their beliefs. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys in your recovery to move on. The pain does not last forever. The memories will always be there, but you will be grateful when things start coming back into your favor. But they will not come back until you forgive, until you let go. And if you're wondering, well, Angela, I haven't seen them get their karma and I'm angry and you don't understand. I completely understand. This is why I put out my stories and my experiences, not for you guys to feel sorry for me. I don't feel sorry for me. I'm living the dream, and I want you guys to live the dream as well. So keep dreaming, you guys. There's nothing that's impossible. There's people who have been to jail. There's people who have been homeless, like the people that I talk to. I still have, my homeless foundation that you guys can donate to. I'll put it in the description. I still have that going on. A lot of times I use my own money that comes out of my pocket. I started the homeless foundation because it's something that I already do. That's normal to me. And I'm not one of those people that, I'm just going around giving people stuff. I actually talk to these people. I actually have deep conversations with them. I actually talk about how they got there. And some of them are narcissists, and some of them are victims of narcissists. So you guys have to be careful with that, but it's about not judging others. And that's what I learned. It's about not judging them. Don't judge them, because you could be right where they are as well. Even when the narcissist gets their karma, what are you going to do? Laugh at them? What are you going to do if they die? Oh, thank God they died. Like, what is that going to do for you? So I hope that, I was helpful for you guys. I know I haven't spoken in a while, but the seasons are changing. 2020 is coming up. 0220 means a lot to me. And with time changing, it's so much going on. And that's a whole nother video for me to make on the vibrations that literally have been going on. And everything is changing, but things are getting better, you guys. A lot of things from the past are coming up right now. A lot of people from the past, a lot of bad energy is at its highest. It's attacking us. But as much as this bad energy is rising, a lot of powerful people are rising as well. So you have to pick a side, and you can't be in between. So I leave you guys with peace and love. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Let me know about the anxiety, the social anxiety, the illness anxiety, that sometimes we even bring illness into our life based on our relationships and based on our trauma, or what we think is anxiety or what we think is depression that we're doing onto ourselves because of the manipulation and the matrix oppression that was brought into our lives. So I will talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.